The Glow Media Project is a nonprofit organization based in Washington, D.C., focusing on mental health education. Using the power of film, we create relatable environments for young people to see and discuss various mental health topics. They have been very well received and shown in schools nationwide. The next film is very important. It addresses a subject that has touched me personally, as well as the Barry family, bipolar disorder. It's a difficult mental illness that is often misunderstood. We feel very strongly that this film is going to help raise awareness about bipolar.
Our Casey was an extremely creative, animated.
So comical. He would say things, you were like, did he really just say that? And then you're like, yeah, that's Casey.
Never disrespectful, could not hurt a fly.
When you talked to him, when you were with him, you knew that he was being honest and he was enjoying your company and your companionship and your friendship.
Believed in magic and mermaids.
Ever since he was 3 years old, he knew that he wanted to go into theater.
And we'd get in the car and we would just dance and have a party in the car. So just little moments like that. Really encouraged me to be myself.
Always concerned about other people's happiness.
Always find the light in every situation.
Casey that I saw was always happy, was always smiling. He always seemed like he was just enjoying life and having a great time.
His first episode of Bipolar was Sutton. He went away on a religious retreat. When he returned, he was full-blown manic. Fully thought he was Jesus. He wanted to go save the world.
There was just a lot of chaos.
And not really understand what was going on, knowing that something was wrong, kind of slowly learning and that he was actually going through a manic episode.
I remember at that time my husband was deployed.
She was trying to describe what was happening. It's completely different.
And he said maybe he's just tired. You know, he can get excited and ramble on.
Trying to describe like the difference of bipolar to individuals who aren't educated on it is one of the toughest things.
It was him, but it was something else different.
He would go manic and it was almost, for him, beautiful thing.
He had such a gentle nature. There's the stereotypical idea that there is aggression, and I never experienced that with Casey.
Our psychiatrist explained that every time he had a manic episode, it was like a heart attack to the brain. Some kids can get on good medication, he'd take it, stabilize, come off of it, go manic, and then finally he realized, okay, I've got to do this for my life, for my stability.
He told me about the medication he had to take and that he didn't like taking his medication.
It's hard to discern between, is it a depressed day or is it sleeping because of medicine? No matter what you do just to get them up and moving becomes like a chore.
It wasn't anything against the family, we found out, but it was more so just, that's really the depression.
There are all these other things that a lot of people don't understand, and until you go through it personally, or you have someone you love or care about go through it.
I had this fear kind of, what are people going to think when they find out that he had bipolar, even though I know him to be this great person? Are they gonna think differently of him?
It's harder to be a child and a young person today than ever before.
Mental and emotional pain can be just as real as physical pain.
No different than any sort of illness.
It's nothing to be ashamed of.
There's so much struggle to fit somewhere, and they don't realize they're already fitting if they can fit in their own skin. Casey was unabashedly himself.
Casey Barry sadly died in February of this year, 2018. He just was an amazing young man, and he lived with bipolar.
I miss his voice, him texting me all the time, his smile. He had a way of making everyone feel so special. He was magical.
He was Casey Barry, and bipolar was secondary.
This fall, we're kicking off our fundraising campaign to raise money to produce this narrative short film about bipolar disorder, which was inspired by Casey's story. We'll include guides for students, parents, and educators with step-by-step instructions to teach students and their families.
The opportunity to help others with mental illness, especially bipolar, culminates who he was as a person.
This kind of humanizes the disorder, and it changes the conversation.
To be able to reach out to people and educate them on mental health is just everything that he would want.
In recent years, there has been a call to action. People are starting to take notice. It is important to talk about these issues, raise awareness, and educate this new generation about the importance of mental wellness.